Now that I have all the cucumbers harvested, today I'm going to be canning the pickles and making my family's favorite zesty, spicy dill pickles, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I'm in Becky's Homestead kitchen, and today I'm going to be making my famous recipe. At least it's famous among my family, and it's the same recipe that I didn't do too well with in the county fair this year, but I'm going to do it better and make sure I get it right for next year's county fair, because I think the headspace on my jar of pickles was a little bit too full. I didn't leave enough headspace, and that really docked me some points. So I'm going to try to be very meticulous this year. So let's get busy, and I'll show you what I do when I can pickles. Here's a video from my archives, so enjoy. So let's take these cucumbers in the house and make some dill pickles. It does take a couple of days for the this process. I have some hot water boiling on the stove. We're going to need a half gallon of hot water and a third cup of salt for today. Those are the only ingredients that we're going to use today. You also need a non-reactive bowl to add your salt and your hot water to. Now, there are a couple of a few ways that people use to retain that crispy skin, crunchy pickling from your pickles when you pickle them. I've done some research, and a couple of different ways are adding grape leaf to the canning process. Another way to add alum. And yet a third way that I found is simply cut the bloom end of the cucumber off. We'll go ahead and show you. Just cut it off and remove that, because in the bloom end is where your enzymes are that causes the ripening, that starts the ripening process of your fruit. So once you get rid of those enzymes, your fruit will retain its natural crispiness. We're going to make a couple of, at least 3 different jars of pickles. Different meaning they're going to be sliced differently. One is going to be chipped and sliced like these curly ones, and another style is going to be speared. So we're just going to slice this, quarter this, as the bigger ones, stick them in a jar, and of course the smaller ones we'll just go ahead and put in the jar whole. So we'll have the 3 different styles of pickles, all the same recipe. Once we've added the salt and hot water, we'll just go ahead and put those pickles in. Now remember, I've cut all of the pickles, the ends, the bloom end of the pickles. So we're going to let this go to room temperature, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator overnight, and tomorrow we'll mix our actual pickling brine and can these. The recipe I'm using is from this Reader's Digest book, Homemade, and it's 702 Ways to Save Money and the Earth. So we have this in our library. This is where I found the pickle recipe, and you'll see it's right there. And I'll post this recipe tomorrow, and I'll let you know exactly what items we're going to be doing in that brine. So that's it for today. We'll be back in a video second and finish the brine for pickling tomorrow. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and let's put our ingredients together for concocting the fluids for pickling. That dill pickle recipe calls for 4 sprigs of ripe dill, fresh dill, so you can't get any fresher than this. So we're going to go ahead and take some dill. The recipe calls for salt, garlic cloves, fresh dill, can't get any fresher than that, mustard seed, some sugar, and vinegar, and of course your cucumbers and some water. Okay, in a non-reactive pan we're going to add 6 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 3 cups of vinegar, and 6 cups of water. I'm going to stir the contents and make sure it's all constituted into the water. And we're going to bring that to a boil. And now we prepare our cucumbers. These are going to be chips. I'll set a bowl of cool water. I'm going to cut several of them this size because that's how they'll set in the jar. And I'm going to go ahead and spear them. Okay, we're going to grab 4 sterilized jars. Each jar we're going to add a garlic clove. We're going to add a pinch of pepper, this kind of pepper. We're going to add about a teaspoon of mustard seed, some celery seed, 4 sprigs of dill, then we'll place our chips in there. We'll leave a half room of headspace. Now we fill the jar with this vinegar sugar water mixture. Carefully wipe the rims. Make sure there is no debris on there at all, because you want a good solid seal, or a good chance to have a seal for your lids. Now I have my sterilized rings. Now we're going to tighten the rings. We're just going to go finger tight, just slightly past the point of resistance, because you want that seal lid to be able to let the air out as we steam it or cook it. We're going to put it in a water bath canner. One of the easiest ways of canning. This is ready. Now we're going to go ahead and put that in the water bath canner. Now the water in this water bath canner is warm or hot tap water. We don't want to boil the water first before we can it. We're going to go ahead and set the jars down inside. And notice I just put enough water in there to just go about 1.5 inches over the top of the jars. And we're going to go ahead and apply the heat. Again, we wait until the water comes to a boil, and then we start our timing process. I'm going to allow this the pickles in the jars to set in this pot and boil for about 20 minutes. We're going to take these pickles out. Check for seal by pressing on the tops of your cans. If it's a good seal, it sucked it down and it doesn't pop when you push it. So every one of these jars are sealed properly. Okay, we're going to set them out and let them cool for 12 to 24 hours, and then we'll put them away in the storage. Well, now those pickles are done. Don't they look delicious? Oh my goodness. I've got all the stuff in there that makes them so good. Can't wait to test them. Anyway, that's it on canning Homestead. Jerry's Homestead style of zesty, spicy dill pickles. This is my own recipe. I did borrow the initial recipe from another cookbook, but I added some stuff in it to get it that spice that my family so loves. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing. And please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and also clicking that share button up there. That helps alert you to new videos as I do upload them. You can also follow me on social media by clicking that share button. And that share button just shares our videos on your social media platforms. And you can follow me on those platforms. I'm currently uploading to Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Reddit, blog or Tumblr. I'm also on Parler.com and LinkedIn. Hey, I'm going to see you guys in more videos. Bye-bye.